So what is going on, everyone? Fernando Silva here with another video, and if you guys caught the live stream earlier, then you'll know that we got it. The 2021 M1 12.9-inch iPad Pro base model, so only Wi-Fi and 128 gigs, but I just want to kind of rant a little bit and give you guys my first impressions because basically we gotta wait for WWDC, but let's talk about it. So like I mentioned, we did do a live stream to unbox this in real time, and shout out to everybody that attended. Again, you guys always surprise me with how many people attend those live streams, and we're definitely going to do more as time goes on. But the unboxing is pretty normal from an Apple standpoint, right? You get the iPad, you get the USB-C to USB-C cable, you get the charging brick, which is 20 watts, and then you get the paperwork. That's really it. You do get Apple stickers, but just plain white, so don't think you're going to get any space gray or silver ones. So that is what's in the box for the iPad Pro, the M1, right? And so there were a couple things that kind of made me decide to hold off on an in-depth review, right? Because my initial thought with this guy is I've already set it up, right? One thing that was an issue was if you're on the beta program with your iPad Pro or any other iPadOS device, and then you try to recover or restore from backup, it won't let you. So if you guys want to have like a mirror image of your previous iPad, make sure you downgrade if you're on the beta program or get rid of that beta profile, go back to 14.5 and then restore from backup, because I had to pretty much manually restore everything and download all the apps all over again. So my setup isn't quite done yet. But the main point for this video is to first off answer some quick questions. So the iPad Pro, the M1 2021, it does work with the old Magic Keyboard, right? Functionally it works. As you can see, when you close it, there's no gap, right? I haven't put a screen protector on here or a dbrand scan or anything like that. So this is just plain Jane, right? So as you can see, zero gap, works totally fine. So if you were in the situation where you thought you had to get a new iPad Pro or a new Magic Keyboard, then you're going to be totally fine if you already have the older Magic Keyboard. The other thing I noticed is that it is heavier, right? The actual device is heavier than the 2018 iPad Pro. Now, it could be a couple of things. It's not like crazy heavier, but you do notice a little bit of heft to it, right? So that's kind of what I want to let you know. If you are coming from an older iPad Pro, a 3rd gen or a 4th gen, it's going to be a tiny bit heavier. And then when you throw this on, yeah, you're dealing with laptop weight, right? This is laptop weight, maybe a little bit more than the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro even. So keep that in mind when you're deciding to go with this rather than a laptop. And then overall, my first impressions on the screen is that yeah, it's very, very bright. It's super crisp. I love it. But again, the screen that I had before was crisp enough, bright enough, no issues before getting this one. So again, it's just a matter of what exactly you want, what you need, and what you prefer, right? If you're willing to spend a little bit more money to get the brand new screen, go for it. But if you want to save some money, go with the older liquid retina display, which works totally fine. But that's pretty much what this video is, right? My biggest concern with this iPad Pro is that right now, it does the same exact thing that the 2020 iPad Pro does, the 2018 iPad Pro does. Heck, it even does the same exact thing that the 10.2 8th generation iPad that's worth $320 or $330 can do. It's just a matter of when you buy the biggest and baddest, everything is just going to be moving faster, right? So that's why I think my recommendation, right, if you're on the fence about this iPad Pro, wait until WWDC. WWDC should bring us some new features to this new M1 iPad Pro. And then again, that's what's going to kind of differentiate a little bit, right? So for instance, is Apple going to bring iPadOS 15 and is it going to be kind of segregated? Meaning, will the M1 iPad Pro get more iPadOS 15 features than, let's say, the 2020 or the 2018 iPad Pro? And then even bringing it all the way down to that 8th generation regular iPad or iPad mini? Will they all get the same version of iPadOS, or will they be watered down because they don't have the M1 processor? Right? That is what my biggest concern, my biggest question is going to be. So it's going to incentivize people that do have the 2018 and 2020 iPad Pro to get rid of those and move to the M1. But that's what I'm kind of excited to see, right? I'm curious to see what Apple does, not only with iPadOS 15, but how it's going to trickle down to the older iPads, and if there's going to be any separation in feature sets with iPadOS 15, because I have to believe that there has to be, right? Because if not, then at the same time, the same argument persists, right? The 2018 iPad Pro can do exactly what this new 2021 iPad Pro can do, but the 2021 iPad Pro can just do it a little bit faster, right? It'll just do it faster than a 3-year-old device can do, or faster than a 1-year-old device can do. And that's pretty much what you're getting. It's still a single task workhorse. It's still a productivity machine. You still can't do external display support. You still can't multitask. Yeah, we got Thunderbolt 4 support, which is awesome, right? Faster data transfer speeds and things like that. But at the end of the day, if you're not looking for Thunderbolt, if you don't care about the screen and you don't need 5G, this iPad right now is not for you in this moment in time. Now, if WWDC comes around and again, it gets exclusive features from iPadOS 15, where maybe it does give you secondary monitor support because the M1 chip and the additional RAM help support that, where the A series chips can't do that, right? So that's where we're gonna see a break in the ground and see whether or not this M1 iPad Pro is gonna be worth it or not. Because right now, if you have a 2018 or a 2020 iPad Pro, or even an older iPad Pro, or a different iPad, it's really not worth it unless you want the look, right? If you're coming from a iPad that has a home button still, and you wanna go to the 2021 iPad Pro, then sure, it's gonna be an awesome upgrade. But then again, if you're just looking for something more aesthetic without a home button, 2018, iPad Air 4, 2020 iPad Pro, so you've got options that are a lot cheaper. This for $1,100, for me personally, is not worth it quite yet. Let's see what WWDC does, and also, I'm definitely gonna see how fast this exports in LumaFusion to see how much faster it really is. So definitely stay tuned, we're gonna have a lot of comparison videos, right? We're gonna compare the screen resolution and kind of just the screen experience overall. I'm gonna compare performance in terms of single task use, because that's all you can really do. And then outside of that, there isn't much else to compare until iPadOS 15 comes out and really shows us what this M1 processor is going to do on the iPad Pro. But that's going to do it for this video. Again, it was just a little bit of a rant. I wanted to tell you guys that I got the iPad. Videos are going to be coming, so definitely subscribe. And like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Comment below anything that you want to see compared to old iPads, maybe performance tests of specific software on the new M1 iPad Pro. So let me know in the comments below, because we're going to be working this weekend. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.